You've just arrived to the Welcome Party, your exclusive invitation to pop culture.
We are here to directly combat pop culture gatekeeping, and each week we throw a live stream podcast party with topics from our fans.
And if you didn't watch a topic, it's okay. You can always derail us with either long takes, short takes, suggestions, just talking to us. It's pretty quite simple. Saying colors, you can do whatever you want.
Today's party theme is The Imaginary on Netflix.
Woo!
I'm Alix Catherine, your host, moderator, and gatecrashing party queen. With me as always
Is Cole, your personal geek color commentator.
And I'm JPG. I'm a pop culture educator and consultant. We're jumping in.
Yeah,
right?
we are.
Yours
We're going
gone
on.
again.
Yeah.
What?
Wait, what's up?
Your name, it's gone again.
Oh, my name is gone again.
Karosh.
Grosh.
Gross.
Thanks,
This
Crush.
is, this is a Sky Daddy fault.
Sky Daddy fault.
Hi, Daddy.
Oh,
You know
no.
what? The good thing is, at least he has my name right.
Least of my worries.
Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. Cole's name right cost us JPG's name.
So we know I'm Rogue Beanie, but we don't know who that guy is. He just showed up. He just sat down and was like, hi, everybody. We're talking about... Wait, maybe he's not real.
Kira, you are correct in the chat, by the way. Krosh is Sky Daddy on Monday nights. But he's Sky Daddy in all of our hearts every day.
He's cart.
I just want to say before we start this, last week, JPG said that you and I actually had imaginary friends and we disagreed for the reasons.
I forgot to ask my mom.
And the reason, like when I was watching this show, when I was watching The Imaginary, all I can think of was that, and I can kind of see where JPG is coming from. I still disagree with you, and we can talk about that once we
Sure.
get into it. But I was like, okay, I can kind of see it.
Okay, so let's start with the quick thoughts. Loved it. Hated it in the fact that it broke my heart and crushed my dreams and spirits and made me want to cry, but loved it, and it was gorgeous.
Okay. It's definitely gorgeous. It was really good. It is definitely an Alix type of movie.
Being good?
I didn't see a Skywalker once, so I knew you were happy.
Facts.
No, but it honestly, it is good. The only thing that was interesting is there were parts that I was like, okay, this is going on a little too long. I would have liked to speed up the plot a little bit more.
That Eastern Western storytelling thing.
Well, yeah.
Are
Like
you proud of me?
the
No?
You're gonna take the one thing I'm gonna talk to him about.
hold on, rewind.
Okay.
Yep. So there was parts of it that I wasn't a big fan of. There were like I wish it would have sped up a little bit more instead of like scenes going a little bit too long.
You know what? JPG can kind of talk about that a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's an expert.
The moment has passed.
You didn't have to call him an expert. That's racist.
Got you twice on that one. Cole got you twice. How did he get you twice on that one?
I'm good for the rest of the show.
Done. We're out of here.
I won't be better than this.
I loved it. So for The Imaginary, it definitely, I would say that if I'm ranking,
Really subtle.
real subtle, if I'm ranking like Eastern films that are beautiful and break my heart, I would say that this goes under films like Your Name. But it's still top tier, right? So like if you're thinking about the different tiers, I would still put it top tier, but towards the end of my top tier list.
I'm going to start with the imagery of it
Sure.
because the animation style was said to be very familiar to a lot of audience members. Can you talk about that?
Well, so this film was made by Studio Ponoc, right? Where a lot of these studios, honestly, with a lot of these studios, you're going to find bits of Miyazaki and bits of that type of artwork and storytelling in just about everything.
And people who don't know who Miyazaki is, what films would they recognize?
Oh gosh, I mean some of the famous ones, Spirited Away. One of my favorites is my absolute favorite of the films is Porco Rosso.
Can I take a dab
Sure.
for people who don't? So I'm not a fan of Studio Ghibli. I know I'm about to get hate, but like for anyone at home who's curious what they're talking about, there's like a very famous creature. It's like all black with
Totoro.
like white.
Wait, no face.
It's like it's got a white thing and
Karosh,
like
can you bring
eye
up
circles.
a picture of No Face and a picture of Totoro?
Totoro. I thought Totoro because you made you made this motion.
Oh.
And that's how Totoro's shaped, and he's very big.
Oh, no,
but
no, no.
No
But
face
no-
is very different.
Yeah,
yes.
no. To me, No Face is the most popular because every time I go to a convention, I can't go anywhere without seeing him.
Oh, because Totoro's harder to do, but I feel like Totoro's the one I see. I've never seen the film attached to Totoro, but that's the one I feel like I see everywhere. What?
Grouchy Monster in the chat put JPG's moving hassle.
Yeah, no, that thing. So
I love No Face, by the way. He's such a dick in the bed. Like, he's so cute.
Oh.
He's such a dick, and that's
Oh,
Totoro.
and yeah, so that one is also very famous. The only thing that I've seen, please just don't judge. Just tell me the title. It's the thing with the family turns into pigs, and then she has
Spirited
to.
Away.
Spirited Away.
So
Oh,
that's
I've
what No
seen
Face
the-
is. Yeah.
I've seen that one a bazillion times, not at beginning to end, but it's always on in
You've
spaces
seen
I'm in.
Kiki's Delivery Service because we did it for an episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's too.
I would
Yeah.
say
It wasn't.
I-
It wasn't. You remember? I got.
Yeah.
I got raked to the coals for not liking Kiki's Delivery Service. Thanks for bringing up that trauma, Alex.
I'm
So-
gonna go home.
I honestly I think you would love Porco Rosso. Like
What's that?
So it's about it's like a World War I, World War II era planes and pilots.
Are they
and-
are the planes humans, like sentient, or are they?
No.
Okay.
So really, the whimsical part of it is that is the main character has been transformed into a pig.
You know what? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And-
but that's really
Oh,
not what
yep.
the story is about.
I didn't know he was transformed into a pig. I thought that was just an artistic choice, and these films are weird.
Go for it, Krosh.
The thing, Cole, I think you might like too is Michael Keaton voices that guy in the American
Oh, in
dubbing.
the
Oh,
in the
wait,
English dub.
The pig
Is
guy.
that Batman?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
That Batman.
Tying
Yeah.
into last
We
week's
just
episode.
saw that.
With the Alex losing her mind about, which, by the way, making those clips was so fun for me. If you didn't see our Instagram, I had a lot of fun bringing Alex going like he can't look up, and then just him constantly.
Oh.
Uh,
Oh no, we lost a pity.
in the chat, Reed highlighted a message. Are we saying that if I like Ghibli, I will like this? I would. Oh. Whoa.
I mean, I liked this, and I didn't like Ghibli.
Oh.
If you like the art style, I will agree. But storytelling wise, I'd say no.
I think I read online that some of the artists used to work at.
Yeah, so this is, I mean, Arsenal just put it so great in the chat. Thank you so much. It's Ghibli-esque, not full Studio Ghibli.
Right.
But I would say that I think that they're very similar in the vein of taking you through the gamut of human emotion through like Eastern panels and storytelling. So I would say that if you appreciate Ghibli for its rhetorical and storytelling value, I would highly recommend this one.
See, this one felt more like a grown up version of oh my god, there's a Disney Channel original movie. They have imaginary friends, and then the little someone forgot about her friend, and it turns into a monster, and it's from the 80s. His imaginary friend was like a
Is
cowboy.
it Don't Look Under the Bed?
I think that's what it is.
Kira,
Is it?
not me. I don't
I
want
have
to
no
credit for that.
idea. Okay,
I think
so
Kira's right. I think it's Don't Look Under the Bed.
Krosh, I'm so sorry, man. Don't look under the bed. Could you just bring up like a Oh, thank you.
I heard
have
the
no-
That's it. That's exactly what I'm
I
talking
have
about.
no idea. I'm sure I've seen it, but I don't
So,
have any memory
Don't
of
Look
this.
Under the Bed. It was a movie that was spoiler, I guess. By the way, oh, the one time he doesn't push the button. Oh, there it is. A delay. But yeah, no. There's a boy that has an imaginary friend, and they're good friends. But there's a boogie monster killing imaginary friends,
Oh.
and they're scared of the boogeyman. But it turns out the boogeyman actually is like the friend who's like, I don't have an imaginary friend, but it was actually her.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah,
I gotta
and the only
check it
way
out
to
then.
beat them is electricity. But anyway,
The the movie I thought you were talking about was Little Monsters because Fred
Yes.
Savage is in that.
That's they're very similar.
Yeah, it freaked
but
me out as a kid,
the
too.
Little Monsters is scarier with the
Okay.
whole flashlight and turning them close.
Dude, ugh.
Because it made too much sense. So anytime that's why I don't have clothes at home.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's not why,
we
but
have-
as a kid, like it did,
We have had a string of imaginary films in media just recently too, with the Imaginary from Blumhouse, excuse me. And then you also had
If.
Ryan Reynolds' If. A lot of these kind of a lot of people also pointed out that Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends
is if
they all kind of borrow from the same sort of pot when it comes to thinking about how imaginary
Fred.
people would exist. Drop Dead Fred's
Now,
another good one.
This one was based off of a book that was written in or came out in 2014. Look who did homework.
Nice.
I know.
who did homework?
Not me, JPG.
Oh, you said look, so I was like, okay, who?
Damn.
No, I did a little bit of research. Anyways, because I wanted to know if how early this idea came out since we have had so many.
Right.
So the book itself came out in 2014. But this story itself to me was, I don't know if it was meant for adults or kids, to be honest, because it had that cute style, but that girl was so terrifying. The guy wasn't that scary,
Well, the girl was
but the
very
ring girl was so
no,
terrifying.
but okay. So if this is this based in Japan? Like
Yeah.
the artist,
Yeah.
the ring girl has been a thing in Japan since the 80s.
I think it's more of like a, how do I explain this? It's more like a cultural milieu or feeling, right? Like you've seen these types of monsters in Japanese media, so there's like a cultural transference for them.
Because
It's
before
like
the ring was the Grudge, right?
Like how you talked about Boogeyman.
Yeah.
Right? We have a concept of the Boogeyman, and if we have one monster in this piece of media and another monster in this piece of media, that's the Boogeyman. If we're told that that's the Boogeyman, that's what we imagine, right? This is going to be kind of like a visual narrative, right? Oh, like that person looks like this, they're automatically going to be scary.
I mean, yeah.
Now, I want to point something out here.
Sure.
Oh, specific demon type.
We
Interesting.
went on Netflix. What day did this come out?
Oh gosh, it
Very
came out
recent. The 5th?
It came out the Friday. Yeah, Friday.
Okay.
So the 5th, yeah.
So we went on Netflix on the 5th. Scrolled through the recommended. Scrolled through the popular
Oh,
on
it's
Netflix.
not at all.
Scrolled through the new on Netflix and had to search the name
Yep.
to be able to find it.
Same.
And you know that this took anytime you're talking about animation, this takes so long to make.
It's because you're in California.
I could see that if my recommended for you wasn't a poop ton of anime, because the only two things I've watched on our newer Netflix is K-dramas and One Piece. So all my recommends are not American films.
I'm still going to stick with that. I mean, you were able to find it pretty easily, but I'm going to stick with
Only by
because you're
searching. If we didn't know it was on there, we wouldn't have known it was on there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do want to say as well that I think it was only one of 2 films that released on July 5th on Netflix. And it was strange that it didn't show up on Netflix for us. I think that's like kind of the point we're trying to make. Is like it's wild that it came out the day of, and you have a section specifically to show what has been released. So I don't know if that's like a marketing thing.
I want to know
or-
how much comes out daily on Netflix that never gets marketed, or if this is just a coincidence that they didn't think would do well.
And so when I do make the schedule for the show, I actually I try to be very careful about when things do come out. And I know for Netflix per week, if it is a film, it's usually like, especially for like a new film that has not been seen in any other ways, like in theater or in other in other media services, it's usually only 1 to 2 that are getting released every week. As opposed to, like you have the other side of that where they're releasing full seasons of something, or those do happen, but when it comes to new releases, it doesn't happen as much.
So for people that don't know, I saw a couple of questions. We are talking about The Imaginary on Netflix. It's an anime film that just dropped on January 5th, and it's about a girl's imaginary friend who's trying not to be forgotten and also trying to survive an evil that lives off of other imaginary friends.
Which you find out, throughout the course of the film. It's not. Oh, I mean, in the trailer, it is immediately available.
Yeah,
You're
and
right.
It's right in the beginning.
Oh,
July
July 5th. July 5th. July 5th. Sorry about that, Uncle Cheat.
It's me. I'm the problem.
Okay, so in the movie, should we just talk about the thing I want to talk about?
Yeah, let's do it.
So we got in an argument. JPG was mad that Alex and I said we didn't have imaginary friends. And then we said, no, we didn't have imaginary friends, but we played with our toys and we imagined like the setting, the story, and all that stuff. Now, I've been thinking about this for 7 days. Because
I completely forgot about this conversation till right now.
I've been because during this whole watching the imaginary, all I can think about was the argument. And when we see, help me with her name again, Ashley. Amanda. So when Amanda imagines things with,
I can't remember now.
Amanda.
Oh gosh, please somebody correct us in the chat.
Anyway, when the girl is imagining things with the imaginary friend, which it's not Roger, it's like Raja.
Rudger.
Roger?
Like
you?
Roger.
Rudger.
Oh, Roger.
Rudger.
So with Roger, which by the way, their voices being like English threw me off, or Australian.
You watched it in English.
You watched it in
Yeah.
English. Oh, we watched it in Japanese.
Oh no, I watched it in English. And
Oh god,
it's
I didn't
not-
even look up the American cast list for this.
It didn't even give me an option
Oh,
for
no.
subtitles.
What? Okay, I'm not gonna
It-
look this up. I'm
it's-
sorry.
Oh man, I learned a new phrase I was going to tell you about.
It's a
now I
pretty
can't
good
remember it.
cast. Just letting you know.
That's so funny.
The psychiatrist from How I Met Your Mother is the cat.
I don't know.
Go to White Castle, not the tall, lanky one. The short, stubby one who went into politics.
You're talking about Cal Penn?
That's his name. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh,
he's the cat,
damn.
and it threw me off. I was like, oh my god, he's speaking so slowly.
Cal Penn is Harold and Kumar. Go to White Castle. He's Kumar. Okay.
And How I Met Your Mother, Robin dates him, and that's her psychiatrist.
Yes.
I tried saying that the first time, and you weren't listening.
Okay, wait. Isn't that the guy
It
from
is a-
House?
It is Amanda, by the way.
Yeah. It's what?
And we have a quick take
We have
Oh
a quick
no,
take.
we have a quick take.
from
Oh,
Arsenal. Can we talk about the horrific scene where Emily gets killed by imaginary finger guns?
Yeah.
dude. Okay.
Maybe I missed that.
Okay, so if you haven't
I think
been,
I missed that.
If you haven't been to one of our shows before, this is not going to happen in a linear way for you.
Right. Sorry.
So we're just going to be jumping around and talking about stuff that the chat wants us to talk about. Okay, so Cole, this is the scene where they're trying to get through the portal, and Emily comes back in order to save Roger from Bunting and his imaginary
which
Well,
friends.
Roger went back to save. No, the hippo.
The hippo.
Snowflake?
That's
Yeah.
No. This is
Yeah, Roger went back to keep the bad guy away from the
Oh,
hippo.
yes.
And then
uh-huh.
Emily went back to save Roger.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Emily's the one who like flies in and like tackles the
Yeah,
like
she's
the
fighting
ghost
the girl, and
Yeah.
the cat and her are fighting together.
So when they find when Roger finally finds the portal for everybody, before they get in the portal, Bunting shoots her like with a finger gun. That's why Emily dies.
oh.
And then nobody remembers her?
Oh. I forgot. I missed that.
Yeah, and that's why he has the goggles because she
Okay.
gave them to.
Can I
yeah.
say something I wanted to happen, though, that didn't happen? I wanted him to describe her to Amanda and have
Oh.
Amanda imagine her back.
Yeah, but
That's a
I also
sequel.
I also think it cheapens.
It
you know-
does.
Well, because I think you know
I know she wouldn't be imagined the right way.
exactly
Yeah.
right, and that would be horrific to have to address that in the film.
Well, they also she does say while she's fighting, my person didn't forget me. She died. There's a difference between being forgotten and losing.
So good, right?
And so, like, I don't know if anyone has ever lost someone or has had someone move out of their lives. They feel similar, but there is a difference. And that line really hit hard.
For me, right, Roger is built from Amanda out of
Her dad.
grief, right?
Oh my god, that
As
was
a-
such an interesting
Such a great touch.
when oh my god, the villain who eats things. Dobbins?
Bunting.
Bunting. When Bunting says, "Did you ever think that if you were gone, her grief would be too?" I was like, "Fuck,
Like, no, too much.
Because like I wondered, was that her holding on to her grief? Was that like the
And-
only
and
thing that
is-
she had of her dad was the pain that she felt?
And is Roger helping? Right?
Yeah,
And
like,
that's
he's
the
not-
question that
oh.
he now has to ask, right?
It was such a good moment.
I do want to go. So, Amanda builds Roger out of grief, but the human that builds what's her name? Emily. The human that builds Emily is out of necessity because she is adventurous, because she takes the lead, because she's able to see things that nobody else can see. It really gives you this portal into this character that you know nothing about, and then she drops the bomb that my person was hospital bound, right? And I love that idea. Right?
Because if she was in a hospital, the only way she can explore the world is with an imaginary
Yeah,
friend.
and Emily was representative of the person who died, right? Just like Roger is representative, right?
I will say for Kira, because I see you. Yeah, Coco wrecked me. We watched.
Coco?
That's what they said.
Yeah, you haven't seen Coco.
Yes, I have. We watched it,
Oh, because I forced you to watch it.
and then what did I do?
Cried the whole time.
Yeah. How do you not remember that?
That was rough.
Because I had to pause before we took the dogs on a pool play date.
We were going to a puppy pool party. And Alex is just bawling in the car before trying to get into this puppy pool party.
bawling.
I have so many
Like
questions.
ugly cry.
Arsenal's substitute teacher, they watched Coco multiple times.
Dude, why? Arsenal, why?
you
Why
know
would
what's
you do
weird?
that to yourself? It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to watch Up with my students and just go through the first 15 minutes the whole day.
Coco never makes me like get like I get like I know it's a heavy moment, but I never cry.
Ugly
Coco.
cried.
Coco messes me up on a cultural level I cannot explain to other people. Encanto messes me up on a cultural level. The worst one that Disney Pixar has ever done to me, the short Bow.
Yeah.
I missed the first 10 minutes of The Incredibles 2 because I was crying so hard I had to leave and call my mom.
Well, it's not helpful that married a white girl. Watching this going like, oh.
I did. Okay.
Thanks, Cole.
Here's the thing. JBG is going to be like, oh, okay, I'm kind of connecting. It's kind of there. Okay. Fuck, white girl.
Like, oh no, a white woman has taken me away.
Sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry.
Okay, I do have to say, in the imaginary, I did cry. I did cry at least once.
I almost cried, but I didn't cry. We have a quick take.
Oh, we have a quick take? Let's save
From-
the crying for after the quick take.
We got Reed. Talk more about puppy pool party.
Oh God. Okay. So
It's gonna sound so
this is,
LA.
oh my God, this is this is
So
such
we
an
got
LA
all our
thing.
puppies out of our purses, and
Okay.
then we just put them in like a little small kiddie pool, and then we just watch them splash, and then we
This
just
is-
drink from the sidelines.
This was thrown by a couple good friends, and what they had done was they rented a place in Newport Beach.
Oh, this is
that
not helping
was
your story.
Dog friendly, I know, because Newport Beach is a very
So
very nice area.
There's like a website apparently that you can rent.
Dog friendly spaces.
Right.
Cole isn't lying.
So, we're going to a puppy pool party.
Right. I am owed a drink.
So puppy pool party, Newport Beach is run by friends. Those friends put out the invite and didn't know a lot of the people there. Really, they knew us and a couple other people personally. But what happened was we brought both of our puppies. And one of our puppies is Luna. She is a Maltese poodle mix. And she's very shy. But she's very sweet. So the whole time she just hung out with me and Alix. Our other puppy is Evie. And Evie is a purebred Pomeranian. And she is crazy.
She's adventurous.
She is adventurous, right?
Adventurous,
But
aka a shit.
in full LA
Croak,
fashion.
I'm going to send you a picture in case people want to see. You can
Yeah.
put it up.
In full LA fashion, we we meet other people with their dogs, and a lot of the women there have Pomeranians. But all of their Pomeranians are super shaggy
And itty
and
bitty.
like 4 pounds.
Oh no.
They're
Right?
itty bitty.
As opposed to Evie. Evie's like shaved down because she's like like she runs
So
like she's
Evie was
getting
like-
fired out of a cannon.
Evie was like a kaiju in
Yeah,
this
like
party.
compared to these other Pomeranians, right? But
Oh,
Evie's
no.
only 8 or 9 pounds, right? And we've seen much bigger Pomeranians. It was a lot, and it was very funny.
But everybody loved her because she didn't care about swimming. I tried. She was not having it.
Right.
But she wanted to run around and explore the entire backyard, make friends with all the dogs. And they even had like party favors for people that was
Aw.
like dog food.
Yeah,
like,
it was
treats
for
that
the
you would take
dogs.
home.
It was
And
we
then
didn't
they
get
had
anything.
Charcuterie boards of dog approved food. So it was like fruits dogs could eat, cheese, meats, but all things dogs could eat.
Yeah, so just in case you dropped it,
They
then
can eat it.
everybody can eat
Yeah.
it.
The
right?
thing that I love most about Evie is Evie will be like, "Why are you ignoring me?" Then run up, act cute, and you go, "Oh, hi," and she goes, "Good," and then just leaves.
and then just leaves.
Evie is a cat. I
Yeah.
know she's a dog, but she's a cat. Like
Yeah.
you can pet her on her terms.
That's it.
Yeah.
She will
Did
not
you send
stay.
a photo of our puppies?
Yeah, I sent a photo to
Crush?
Crush.
You send to my phone. I'm trying to get it to the computer.
Oh, okay.
Is it okay? I want to get your consent first. Can I put it in the welcome party Discord,
Oh yes.
and then I can share it from
Yeah.
there?
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
I can remove it if you want.
No.
We're gonna post a picture of our puppies in the Discord if you
Well,
want.
he's going to
join
use
up
that
too.
to then put it up.
Yeah. Well, we can do both.
the puppies have been on our Discord and our
Yeah,
Instagram
the puppies
Yeah,
have
the
many
pups
times.
are all over my life.
Yeah.
Because when I hate filming
Oh,
myself,
So that's Luna, and that's,
and that's
Evie.
Evie.
The way I was like, "The fuck," because I thought it was just Luna. So I was like, "What are you
It was
doing?"
right after they got groomed, right before Halloween.
Yeah, I'm very adamant about.
That's
getting them
actually a
haircuts
really
and-
good depiction of their personalities. So
Yes.
Luna is like, hi, 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 hi. And then Luna is just like, someone hold me.
Yeah, like Evie is look at me, I'm so cute. And then Luna's like, I just want to sit in your lap. Could you just sit down, please?
Life is hard.
Luna lives on a heating blanket
Yeah, she
almost
does.
all the time. If you pull out she knows which blankets are the heating blankets, and she will go and curl up on them and then look at you like, why is this not warm yet? And then Evie has to have cooling pads around the house because she overheats.
Yeah.
Oh, Zafira Black, you got the spellings right for the both of them too. Thank you for that. Okay.
So yeah, those are our babies.
Talking about crying now.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
so
I did cry once.
for this movie.
Yes. And it was when Fridge is sitting in front of the
Fridge.
board
Oh, Fridge.
and then one picture comes up because he's the only one who could do the job. That, and out loud, like involuntarily, I was like, he's the only one for the job. And then I just started crying because of it.
For me, it was, I think, the same scene where the mom is now seeing everything and is like going through it and then calls Fridge because of her childhood.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Oh, God.
Got you.
Yeah, just the addition of Fridge was like, this was unnecessary,
Well,
and I hate you for
I was
this.
really confused why Fridge was still alive.
What do you mean? Because he made it to the library.
Oh.
Yeah, because so Zinzan, his whole job, right, is
I
to
watch
get...
just like how you watch things, if that helps anyone in terms of my question.
You were doing everything else?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Zinzan's whole job is to find other imaginaries in order to bring them to the library so they can live indefinitely. So they can be
Bakura.
secondary characters in kids' imaginations, right? But Zinzan was specifically built as an imaginary that never sleeps.
Yeah, no, that I caught, and I will admit I thought the hippo was going to die.
Oh,
yeah.
100% I thought Snowflake was going to die for
But-
sure.
The way Snowflake survived was an amazing callback.
So good. It was such a good callback.
The dance recitals today, and I was like, oh.
Because he always forgets.
Forgets.
She mentions at the beginning of the film that he always forgets.
It was an
So
earned.
good.
It was an earned victory.
Oh yeah. Zinzan specifically though, right? You know, like we talk about how Roger was built out of grief, Emily was built out of necessity. Zinzan was an imaginary that was built out of both of those ideas, right? Where Zinzan was specifically made because the kid that imagined him, his parents were abusive, so he only he never slept in order to watch out for him.
Yeah, to make sure he was safe.
It was such a good touch, right?
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Wicked did make me cry too, especially because I read the book. So when I first saw Wicked, I thought what happened in the book was going to happen in the musical. So I started crying because I knew what was coming. And then I was like, okay, it didn't happen, but I was already crying at that point. Oh, bye, Lenny.
Bye, Lenny.
I'm sorry you've had a rough day.
Yeah,
too.
just to let you know, we have to. We're glad that you pulled through this day. We're pulling through it just like you
It
are.
was a very
today
rough day
sucked.
It was a
today.
rough day for all of
So,
us for
anything
very
left
different
to
reasons.
Anybody else? That's it.
Can I talk about the quick take? Can I read it?
Which one? Go for it.
The Arsenal one. How good was Jeremy Swift as Bunting to go from Higgins on Ted Lasso to this evil motherfucker? He
How?
was so good.
How?
Because
Because
this is the English version.
yeah.
Yes.
So we listed.
I had to Google it to be like, what?
Yeah, we watched this in Japanese, right? I did not know Higgins did this voice, and now I have to go back and watch it.
So the thing is, when you listen to it, you know it's familiar. It does not give Higgins. I did not know it was Higgins.
So it's like a reverse David Tennant.
I always know when it's David Tennant.
Well, no, in the sense where, a lot of people know David Tennant from Doctor Who.
Yeah.
But then a lot of American audiences who weren't watching Doctor Who knew him as the Purple Man in Jessica Jones.
The way I thought you were going to say Harry Potter.
The way I thought you were going to say Scrooge.
Oh, yeah. But
DuckTales.
this is
Woo!
awesome. That's amazing. I definitely want to watch it now with the English voice cast.
The voice, like, I will say this. There are some dubbed versions that don't hold up, but when it comes to animation, it's very hard for me to find a bad version because they line up so much better. But like, for example, Squid Games, I watched it once dubbed
Okay.
and it was bad.
I have a hard time with dubbed real people.
Yeah. I mean, animation does have a little bit of leeway when it comes to mouth shapes as well. And I mean, you also have, you would think that they would have the ability to keep trying those lines over and over and over again, but like, you can only get so much right when it comes to a human person.
Well, did you watch the dubbed version at all for Squid Game?
For Squid Game, I did watch the first episode.
It's whatever voice actor is doing the lines for the main guy whose name eludes me.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was that same actor?
It's not because he
I
learned
know, but
English
wouldn't it be funny?
yeah, it would be fun, especially because I'm like,
doesn't fit.
yeah,
but it's
he's
really him.
he's piece of shit, and it's like, oh, actually,
Oh my gosh.
no, but like, okay, so what's the actor's name? He's Soul
Lee
in
Lee Jae
Acolyte?
Jung? No, Lee Jung Jae. I know that everybody calls him JJ.
Okay.
Like the Star Wars cast calls him JJ.
I'm gonna go
So
with
is it-
JJ
Is it
then, just
Lee Jung Jae? Somebody please in the chat.
Well, we figured
did
this
you have to
out.
do that in front of the microphone, by the way.
Sorry.
But
Sorry.
yeah, no, so JJ in his portrayal of his character in Squid Game is like someone who's always complaining, and he's like, "Oh no, it's gonna be okay." Always blames everyone else, and has this like human aspect of he's trash, but he's compelling. The American voice actor for the dub is like, "Oh my god, this sucks." And
Yeah,
you're like,
it's-
"What
okay.
the shit?"
So, Reed, to be more clear, I watched the first episode of Squid Game both subbed and dubbed, and I watched the rest of Squid Game subbed.
I couldn't watch it. I remember watching with my dad going, "I've seen this scene on TikTok. This is shit. What I've seen is so much more powerful than this shit."
Yeah. Master Allen in the chat, thank you so much. It is Lee Jung Jae.
Oh, sweet, thank you.
Yeah.
And then Uncle Jeet, Cole brings it around to Star Wars. I've already done it. This is like my fourth time.
This is
We really gotta make it a drinking game.
really.
It would be more. I would have more fun.
This is your but for sure.
I would be way worse if I knew there was repercussions to my Star Wars lore. Okay, I want to. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna bring it back to our argument from like way back when.
Oh
before
yes. Oh God, please keep talking about
Yeah.
that.
So,
Argument?
well, it was kind of. So JBG was saying that you and I having stories play in our head count as having imaginary friends, and JBG, do you mind if I say,
Please.
had an imaginary friend.
Mm-hmm.
And watching the imaginary, I was like, okay, I can see where certain, like, the world comes alive through imagination. I can see how JPG's argument stands, especially since for me, my action figures, everyone had a specific storyline. It wasn't, my Batman action figures were not all Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Each Batman had a certain personality type. Every time I played a story in my head, like when with my action figures, they all had the same personality type. I had one G.I. Joe, I called him Shark, and he was always like the main hero of it.
Was that your cool name, Shark?
So the box,
Your cool guy name?
so actually I didn't name him.
Oh, it was actually Shark from G.I. Joe, or
So
what?
it wasn't G.I. Joe because I couldn't afford
That's
G.I.
fair,
Joe.
yeah.
It was the off-brand.
The off-brand G.I. Joes you
I
get at the
think
99-cent store.
I forget what it, because was it Q-Force? Anyway, if you went to Target or Walmart, they were in bulk. You can get 3 for the price of 1.
Okay.
My thing was like anything could be played with. So if I had like my nail polish out, all my nail polishes would have their own personalities, and they would go to the store and they would hang out and they would do whatever. And I could, if I had coins, the coins would all be little people. And so it didn't matter if it was like meant to be played with that way, like if it was dolls or if it was things, any item could become a thing, and they would all live in their little world and have a good time.
Okay.
And so that's more where I was than like a direct imaginary friend. I had like the little, everything came to life pretty much.
I had both, right? I had both imaginary friend and or friends, and then I also had, like I played storylines with my toys as well. And I think especially with the film, they add this really great touch of how imaginaries keep living, which is, kids always need secondary characters in their imagination.
Yeah.
And I loved that touch. And you get to see that scene in the trailer where Roger is running in space, and you get the context of it in the film. And I thought it was such a great touch of like, okay, well, yeah, because you need to fill out a kid's imagination, and this is how it is practically done.
You okay?
Yeah, you okay over there?
So Master Allen found Action Force, and that's what I was talking about.
Colder Stingray with Shark.
That could be it.
That might be it.
That
I
could
don't
be
know,
it. So here's
yeah.
the thing. Mine was he was a scuba diver.
Scuba Steve.
Scuba.
But I changed his clothes because I didn't like the scuba outfit. And then there was another one. Okay, so this is some weird dark psyche you can go with here. So he was brown hair, blue eyed, right? So
I think Master Allen might have found
that's not him.
But I think, wait, the Leonard 1986, the Core Shark Scuba Diver G.I. Joe knockoff action figure?
So this was an actual doll, like a Barbie.
Oh.
Oh, you got to remember though, I'm pretty sure G.I. Joe's came out before Barbie did.
Okay, well,
excuse me.
so it wasn't like I had these ones. These ones, so I didn't have that guy,
He looks
but
French.
I did play with him.
Like he looks like he has a French accent.
No. So I had, so that's a good one. So I had one of the guy like that, but he had a mohawk. He was a big fan of. I was a fan of his.
Okay.
But no, the one I'm talking about was like a doll, and then he was the hero of the story. But
Was that your stand-in?
That was my Woody.
Yeah, but
What do you mean by stand-in?
Who was your Did you ever play action figures and you had one that was like, this is me?
Oh no, I never
did.
played.
No.
I had a villain that looked like me.
I did, and it's only because the mold of the figure actually came out to look
Be
a
right back.
little Asian.
Okay.
Okay, Krosh, tell me if you can find this. So in the original Jurassic Park figure set, it's Tim. So the character Tim, and Tim was the character in the film who had the he was like the one that like loved dinosaurs so much, and he was like the guy's grandson. You know what I'm talking about?
I half listened. I was reading the chat. I'm
So
sorry.
Tim from Jurassic Park, he was a little kid in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was my stand-in.
Does he look a little Asian?
Yeah, because his mold looked a little bit Asian, and also he was
Oh.
like shorter than everybody else because I was still a kid at the time, right?
Okay.
Yeah. I can't see it from here. I'm so sorry, man.
Oh, you have to make him bigger. Or us. Okay, that works too. Yes, the one who
That's
got
all right.
electrocuted on the fence. That's who he's talking
Yes, yeah, Arsenal. Thank you.
about. Okay, but oh man,
Sorry, I'm
that's
I'm
interesting.
trying
So
to
I
focus.
never made
You didn't have a
myself.
stand-in.
No.
But I did have people who were always heroes.
Yes,
Who's that?
that one.
That's apparently that's what JBG thought was him because of it looked a little Asian in the
Yeah.
Wait, can you
because-
zoom in on the? Is that a JP on the pocket?
Yeah, Jurassic
Yeah.
Park.
Is that why though?
No.
That's his crotch. Uh,
I'm
If
real
you look
t-
at the hand,
I'm real tired of this whole family.
oh, Barbie's
whole
1959, G.I. Joe's 1964.
Oh, that's good to know. Thank you for that.
Um,
Fucking,
but I know for me,
dude,
I
I'm about to.
do you remember?
Crush, I'm about to beat your ass over there.
For legal reasons, that's a joke.
help.
And the joke will be the ass beating. Do you remember the Batman action figures from the late 90s
Yes.
when they were different? They brought different comic books to life.
Mm-hmm.
There was one Batman that was bigger than all the other action figures. He was green, and then he had a little like silver chest piece, but his wings would pop up so he could glide.
Okay.
That was always that was like the Darth Vader of my action figures. My hero would always have to like whenever he
because he was bigger than all of
well,
the
not just
other
that,
ones.
but no, that's actually like that's too nice of Batman. This one he didn't have a face. It was like the pointy ears and then like a forward and then angled. Like his mouth wasn't cut was hidden.
Okay.
And then like muscles beyond belief.
My big ones at a certain point was the Power Rangers where you push on the little belt and the head flipped down.
Oh, I loved my Jason. So I didn't have Tommy. I really wanted Tommy.
I had
But
all of them.
I only had Jason.
Hey, Art.
All of them. No, the little ones that with
The
the
head
head
flipped.
flip.
That guy.
Push the
That
belt
one.
and the head would like flip between masks.
That was my Darth Vader as a kid. That's who terrorized all my
It's a
action figures.
good menacing Batman figure to be a bad guy in your made up
Yeah.
action figure stories. That's a good one.
Oh my god! And he had the gun too. That was the thing is he would hunt them down with the gun.
You can clearly see he can't look up too.
Yeah.
This tracks.
He has wings. He doesn't have to. But okay, so he was always the villain. But oh
Can
my
he fly to the moon?
I had
He
for my villain, I had a Galactus.
oh my god.
Yeah, and you know how like the figures for like Marvel, like not the real nice Marvel ones, but like the step down, they
Yeah.
were like a certain particular size. But the Galactus one was much bigger, so he was always since he was the biggest toy, he'd always be the bad guy.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I had the Galactus one.
Oh man,
Okay,
I
the
would have
other
loved
one
to be
I
at your
had
house.
was the little Power Rangers that I think it came from McDonald's, and they came with the
And then it had the little bases so they could actually stand.
in their
Yep.
like animal.
Yep.
Yeah.
So good.
And they just stood like this. They were stiff.
Yeah.
Because you could put them in the little stands.
Mhm.
But mine were all friends. They didn't have like battles and they didn't have bad guys. It
Oh.
was like they were all
They were
going
just
to the
like,
mall and going to
do you-
school and
do you know
hanging
wh-
out.
It was
Slice
always
of life. They're all slice of life
no.
episodes.
I slice of life to my toys.
For me, anytime I took my toys in the shower, you knew it was getting
I
on.
love taking my toys in the shower.
Man, I was never allowed to do that.
Oh,
Oh.
my parents would get so mad at me.
I would waste so long because there would always be a flooding problem because I would put the sink in, so the water's coming from above, and the toys are like, oh, no, like literally be like, the water's coming up, and it was constantly trying to climb up the walls, and my mom would literally be like,
For me, for the bath, my mom actually got us. My mom got us the. Do you remember when the pirate Lego sets in the '90s came out?
I had all of them.
And with the boats that
Captain Red
actually float.
They actually floated.
Yes.
I know.
That was part of the selling point, dude.
I was too afraid to bring my Legos in the tub in fear of them going down the drain.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, we had a good plug on it. So, like, there was no way it was going. Like, it was like one of the overcover plugs.
I was still afraid of that.
Oh,
I only
okay.
brought my action figures. And I never brought
did
Legos.
we just get a raid?
We
Did we get
did.
raided?
Hey! Paladins Archives, thank you so much for the raid. This is the Welcome Party, your exclusive invitation to pop culture. Today we're talking about The Imaginary, which just came out on Netflix.
We were.
But now we're talking about all the nostalgic toys that we used in order to play in our imaginary storylines. When we
who
were
was
kids.
your
What were
hero?
you guys doing?
Oh yeah, what were you guys doing? And then JBG, who was your hero?
For the Legos?
Just your toy. You had yourself,
I had the self-insert.
but
Were
who
you
was
your hero?
Oh yeah, were you the hero?
Probably, yeah, now that I think about it.
Oh wow.
But also, like, all the action figures were one storyline, and then all the Legos were another storyline.
Yes!
You can't mix.
Yeah, all the Lego were another storyline.
I could
yeah.
mix, but he couldn't.
oh
yeah.
no, you can't.
So
mix.
I had a Lego self-insert, and then I had like an action figure self-insert.
Lego storyline, action figure storyline, doll storyline.
Oh,
Ooh, cars too, because my brother was big into Hot Wheels.
car storyline. All
So I
right.
had I had like the cars. Okay, so
Did you have the mat?
I had the giant rug that was the city
Mm.
with like the streets on it and stuff. So all the cars would like be on the city, and then you'd have all the dolls that lived there, and it was like a whole thing.
Did you? Okay, so you did slice of life. So
Yeah.
clearly mine was all action based. But did you pretend like your dolls were actually going down the street and then in those homes?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. So, well, not
They
obviously.
had to.
So like that's what I did too.
You
but
follow the streets.
there was definitely action, and they would have to hop, and sometimes they didn't make it. But who was your bitch?
What?
Because somebody has to be mean in the slice of life in order to.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, always there was always like a mean girl, and then you
Who?
try to. I don't know. It was whatever. They didn't have consistent.
Oh,
So it would be whatever I was feeling that day.
oh my God, no. Okay, so JBG, who was
Mhm.
yours?
So
micro machines.
I didn't have consistent storylines. Also,
What?
yeah.
Oh, am I
Like-
weird?
No. I mean, you were building a narrative, which I appreciate, right?
That doesn't make me feel not weird.
No, you were building a narrative. You built an all-encompassing narrative. You should be proud of that.
That stayed for a very long time.
My my thing was I would try to get my brother to play like Barbies or whatever with me, and the deal would be like, okay, I'll play with your toys and you play with mine. So we'd play cars together, and we do the Hot Wheels, and he had like the tracks and stuff, and then he had like the garage and all those things. And then he'd go to play Barbies with me, and he'd be like, oh no, there's a cliff. Ah! And he would kill off my Barbie and be like, okay, I played. And then he'd walk out of the room. And the worst part was, I didn't fall for it once. I fell for that over and over and over again.
And I love that since it's slice of life, you probably never brought them back to life during that story. Like because of course, me and Cole, we'd be like, oh, now we have to have a storyline to bring them back to life, right?
No, you just start a new game.
You just let them die?
I just start a new game. 'Cause
You
I get
no,
mad at
no,
him
no.
and then
I'm
I
not.
play-
I'm not yelling at you at this point right now. You just let them die.
Oh, you're yelling at Cole
Yeah.
over me. I
Yeah.
got it. Go ahead.
They never got to that.
I was playing The Sims.
They
I just
they
didn't know it at the
never
time.
they never died. But my toys. So if you grew up poor, you probably can relate to this. My dad had to glue a lot of pieces back together.
Oh, my dad was going to glue them back together, and I found out years later that they were all just on top of our fridge, but they would hide them because they were unfixable. But he'd be like, I'm going to fix them, and then just out of sight, out of mind.
Oh no! So for me, it was that we'll try and fix, and then sometimes they'd be like, "We just can't fix," and then I would use that. So for Wolverine, his left arm popped off, so of course his right arm had the claws, but his little nub, it wasn't a nub, it shot bullets. So it was like a
Which is wild because that's an actual story point in Age of Apocalypse that he loses a straight up arm and the claws are still there.
Oh. Now,
I thought you were gonna make a Star Wars reference with
No. So like that happened. My Magneto, for some reason, he broke in a perfect way that he was like a crash test dummy where all of his parts fell apart, but you could put them back together and just go, and he was fine, but you had to hold him a certain way. So whenever he died, what do you think happened?
You let him fall apart.
Yeah, you let him fall apart.
Yeah.
I had one Cyclops. I don't even know which Cyclops it was. I want to say it was Age of Apocalypse Cyclops, but I'm not sure.
Well, he'd have long hair and he'd be losing an eye.
Oh, that wasn't him.
Yeah,
then.
he'd be missing an eye.
This one was just armored up like crazy, but he couldn't move. His arms didn't move like this. They were just stationary. And he was the hero. But Dash Rendar was the guy. Dash Rendar's action figure was my, like, he was the one leading like the resistance and shit.
We're getting towards Amber O'Clock, and I wanted to pop back to the imaginary for just one last piece, right? So we had talked about recommending, like if we would recommend this.
Okay.
Not if you're going through grief. Otherwise, yes.
Yes.
It's cute to watch once.
Oh, see, I think it's a good introduction into Eastern films that break your heart animated. I think it's like I would have you watch this before watching like things like Your Name.
But you didn't. So
what was the other one? The sign language one.
Oh no, not
Sign.
a sign of affection.
It was a sign.
I don't think it was The Sign.
No, not the sign. Sign. Singular.
No,
I don't think so.
no. Hang on, I'll get there.
my
You
gosh,
keep talking.
Yeah. But I would say, like I think this is a great introduction into this type of complicated storytelling.
A silent voice.
A silent voice.
Uncle G, Dash Render was we have Kyle Katarn at home. How dare you? You're accurate, but how dare you?
Oh my god. Oh, just the Dash Rendar slander in our chat now is incredible.
So the thing I love about my Dash Rendar action figure, he had a mountable long rifle. So he would always put on his back, but it always stayed. So if you didn't want him to hold it and you wanted him to just, throw it behind him, it stayed back to like a backpack.
Okay, in the process of watching like Eastern films like this, right? I would say at the very beginning, I think the Imaginary would be a great start.
Okay.
As opposed to the when you feel more advanced when you've seen this stuff. Master Ellen mentioned Grave of the Fireflies in the chat.
Nope.
Won't
do it.
That
is not slice of life.
Lord.
Everyone here is having a moment, and so I can only acknowledge that it must be bad.
It's not bad in the sense that the film is that.
Oh, no,
The
I'm
film
sorry.
is
The experience
incredible.
you all went through, like in this moment, is only making me assume that you needed a hug after watching that film.
To start, yeah.
Cole, World War II, real horse.
It is.
Oh, is it based in World War II?
It is the heaviest. One of the heaviest World War II films I've ever seen.
The way I thought Master Allen was making comments about me going, oh yeah, World War II, that was rough. Not great.
No.
But,
It is. I would never force you to watch this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you have to be in a place where emotionally you are okay.
Definitely not there. So
For me, it was one of those things where I was wanting to watch it, but I wasn't sure if I should ruin a day where I was in a good mood or if I should watch it when I'm already in a bad mood. And I chose to watch it when I was in a bad mood, and that was rough. That was real rough.
Like better or
That just
worse.
takes you down further.
That kicked me down further
Yeah.
that day, but I was kind of at the same time glad I didn't ruin a really good. Like it was like lose.
It's for me like Grave of the Fireflies is like Schindler's List. The Pianist I think is another one that I feel the same way. But I watched it once. I'm happy that I watched it and processed those emotions, and I don't think I can ever watch it again.
It just goes downward and downward.
It's too the pianist read.
Well, speaking of,
I feel like Cole
Did it
just
hit the
threw
ground?
his chair. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're wrapping up. I think
Yeah, we do have some things.
some what?
Subscriptions. That's
Oh
the
yeah,
word.
but that's not for the YouTube people. The
Oh
YouTube
yeah, I
people.
forgot about the YouTube
If
people.
you
Hi,
do want to
YouTube.
see what we do both before and after the show, before we do a little bit of warm up, after we do a thing called 69.9 K Nice,
Nice.
and K Nice is to it's to thank people who have subscribed during the show. So we're gonna be doing that, but you don't get to see it if you're just on YouTube.
Oh no.
What do they get next episode?
Oh gosh.
Nothing.
What do they get next episode? That's a good question, Crosh.
It's the movie. It's the anniversary movie.
Oh yes. Okay. So
Y'all,
next
I am so
week.
on it today.
No, that was amazing. Okay, yeah. So you are right on that one. And then the week after that. Okay. So next week, July 15th, we are going to be talking about the 40th anniversary. We're doing a rewatch or an actual just watch
My
for the first
mother
time
swears I've seen this movie, so we'll
of
find
the
out.
last Starfighter. So we're going to be watching that, and then the week after that, which is going to be the Monday before San Diego Comic-Con for us.
biddies.
Oh, look at the biddies. The Monday before San Diego Comic-Con, which is the 22nd,
There's so many.
we are going to be talking about the entirety of Star Wars, The Acolyte.
They just keep coming.
I thought you were just gonna say the entirety of Star Wars.
The entirety of Star Wars.
That was so many biddies. Thanks to Hirschham for the biddies.
Cole, we just told everybody what we're doing next week and the week after.
oh,
So we're doing The Last Starfighter next week, and then the week after that is going to be The Acolyte.
Which Cole is gonna not be here for because he hates talking about Star Wars. So, well,
worth it.
So, with that, I think, is there anything else I need to address? Oh, the week after that, so it's going to be the 29th. The 29th, we will actually not be having an episode. Cole will be recovering from San Diego Comic-Con, and Alex and I will be traveling to Indianapolis for Gen Con. And yeah, so we're
and if
not
you're
gonna be
going to
having
San Diego
yeah.
Comic-Con or Gen Con, there are panels, but we can't talk about them yet. But we will have panels, so keep an eye on the social media.
Though I am really confused because I feel like everyone's talking about their panels already.
Yeah, well, I did see one outlet actually post the dates and times, which is you're not allowed to do. I saw other outlets post the panel, but without dates and times.
Oh.
which you are allowed to do.
Oh,
I
where's
see
the
one
panel?
that's a date and time.
Thursday and this Thursday we're going to be able to start announcing them because it'll be 2 weeks before the convention.
Oh, so Thursday's the day.
This Thursday.
Okay,
yes.
cool.
It's Thursday.
I love The Last Starfighter.
All right. That's it for the welcome party. If you ever think you want to donate to us, please check out Perception Studios Patreon. With donations starting at least $1, the higher tiers come with like some cool benefits, better lighting, going straight to cameras,
Snackies for the studio.
snackies for the studio, so I don't pass out on
I got you to say
camera again.
snackies.
That is a good point. That's the end of the welcome party. Next time, bring a friend.
Bye.